China's rapidly growing space program and its strategic partnerships with other spacefaring nations have caught the attention of the world. Among those partnerships is China's collaboration with France, which is considered one of the closest and most comprehensive space partnerships China has with any other country. As a result, this partnership has raised questions about how it affects the U.S. space program, which has historically been the world's leader in space exploration. In this documentary, we will explore the nature of the China-France space partnership, its implications for the U.S. space program, and what the future might hold for these three nations. China's space program began in 1956, and it has come a long way since then. In recent years, China has made significant strides in space exploration, including the launch of the Chang'e lunar program, which has successfully landed 3 rovers on the Moon. In 2019, China became the first country to land a spacecraft on the far side of the Moon, a significant achievement in space exploration. Additionally, China has launched multiple space stations and has plans to build a permanent space station by 2022. China's space program is largely focused on national security, economic development, and scientific advancement. The program is controlled by the Chinese government and is heavily invested in by the state. As a result, the Chinese space program has made significant progress in recent years, and it is now considered one of the world's leading space programs. France has a long history of space exploration, and it has played a significant role in the development of the European space program. The French Space Agency, NIS, was created in 1961, and it has been instrumental in the development of numerous space missions, including the Ariane rocket program. Additionally, France has contributed to several international space missions, including the Huygens mission to Saturn's moon Titan and the Rosetta mission to study Comet 67P. France's space program is largely focused on scientific research and international collaboration. The program is funded by the French government and is considered one of the world's leading space programs, with a particular emphasis on Earth observation and telecommunications. The China-France space partnership was first established in 2003, and it has since become one of the most comprehensive space partnerships China has with any other country. The partnership is focused on a wide range of activities, including Earth observation, climate science, and space exploration. One of the most significant projects resulting from this partnership is the CFOSAT, China-France Oceanography Satellite, mission, which was launched in 2018. CFOSAT is a joint mission between NIS and the China National Space Administration, CNSA, and is focused on studying ocean surface winds and waves. This mission is a significant step forward in global oceanographic research and will have important implications for understanding weather patterns, climate change, and ocean dynamics. Another significant project resulting from the China-France space partnership is the SVOM, Space-Based Multi-Band Astronomical Variable Objects Monitor, mission, which is scheduled to launch in 2023. SVOM is a joint mission between NIS and the Chinese Academy of Sciences, CAS, and is focused on studying gamma-ray bursts, which are the most powerful explosions in the universe. This mission is expected to make significant contributions to our understanding of the universe's evolution and the physics of extreme astrophysical events. The China-France space partnership has raised concerns among some in the U.S. about its potential implications for the U.S. space program. The U.S. has historically been the world's leader in space exploration, and some worry that China's partnership with France could threaten that leadership. One concern is that China's growing space capabilities could pose a threat to U.S. national security interests. In recent years, China has made significant progress in developing advanced space technologies, including anti-satellite weapons and the ability to destroy satellites in orbit. Some experts worry that China's partnership with France could provide China with access to advanced technologies that could be used to enhance its military capabilities in space. Another concern is that the China-France space partnership could lead to a weakening of U.S. influence in international space organizations. The U.S. has historically played a leading role in international space organizations, such as the International Space Station (ISS) program. However, China's growing space capabilities and its partnerships with other nations, including France, could lead to a shift in the balance of power in international space organizations, potentially diminishing the US's role. On the other hand, some experts argue that the China-France space partnership could provide opportunities for collaboration and cooperation between the US and China in space exploration. While the US and China have had limited cooperation in space in the past due to political tensions, some argue that the China-France partnership could provide a platform for the US and China to work together on scientific projects and potentially even manned missions to the Moon and Mars. As the US continues to face challenges in the space industry, including funding constraints and competition from other nations, it is important to consider the implications of the China-France space partnership and potential opportunities for collaboration with China. One possible area of collaboration could be in the development of advanced space technologies, such as propulsion systems, materials science, and robotics. Both China and the US have made significant strides in these areas, and collaboration between the two nations could lead to breakthroughs that benefit both countries. Another potential area for collaboration is in the field of human space exploration. While the US and China have had limited cooperation in this area in the past, the China-France partnership could provide a platform for joint manned missions to the Moon or Mars. This could lead to new discoveries and scientific breakthroughs that benefit all nations involved. However, it is important to acknowledge the challenges of cooperation between the US and China in space exploration. The two nations have a history of political tensions, particularly in areas such as trade and intellectual property rights. These tensions could spill over into space exploration, making cooperation difficult or even impossible. Furthermore, the US has placed restrictions on cooperation with China in space due to concerns about China's military and technological capabilities. These restrictions could limit the potential for collaboration between the two nations, particularly in areas such as human spaceflight. It is clear that the China-France space partnership will continue to have a significant impact on the global space industry, and the US must carefully consider its approach to this partnership. While the US has historically been a leader in space exploration, it now faces increasing competition from other nations, including China. As the global space industry continues to evolve, it is important for the US to adapt and find new ways to maintain its competitiveness. One potential approach could be to focus on public-private partnerships in the space industry. This could involve working with private companies to develop innovative space technologies and establish new markets for space exploration. By partnering with private companies, the US could leverage their expertise and resources to accelerate the development of new technologies and expand the overall capabilities of the US space program. Another potential approach could be to focus on international cooperation in the space industry. This could involve working with other nations to establish common technical standards, share data and research findings, and promote greater collaboration in areas such as space debris mitigation and space situational awareness. By working to build a more collaborative global space industry, the US could help mitigate some of the potential negative impacts of the China-France space partnership and promote a more peaceful and productive future in space. Ultimately, the US must carefully consider its approach to the China-France space partnership and the broader global space industry. While there are certainly risks associated with China's growing space capabilities, there are also opportunities for collaboration and cooperation that could lead to new discoveries and breakthroughs in space exploration. By finding new ways to maintain its competitiveness and promote greater collaboration in the global space industry, the US can help ensure a bright and productive future for space exploration. It is worth noting that the US space program has historically been a key driver of innovation and scientific discovery, leading to countless technological advancements and breakthroughs. Maintaining a strong and competitive US space program is essential not just for national security reasons, but also for the advancement of science and technology on a global scale. However, the US must also recognize the value of international collaboration in space exploration. Working with other nations can not only help advance scientific discovery and exploration, but also promote greater understanding and cooperation between nations. In summary, the China-France space partnership has significant implications for the US space program and the global space industry. While there are certainly challenges and risks associated with this partnership, there are also opportunities for collaboration and cooperation that could lead to new discoveries and breakthroughs in space exploration. The U.S. must carefully consider its